Hello, YouTube. It is I, Sneaky Teak, resident broadcast personality, so pleased to be back today with more pre-release Peglin by popular demand, and it's fully releasing today, so that's very exciting. If you are interested in playing the game for yourself, there will be a Steam link down below so you can go check it out when it comes out in just a few hours, or maybe just a few hours ago. I don't know exactly when this video will go live. Speaking of Peglin, I just finished playing a few runs of Peglin on my Twitch stream to some pretty great success, to be honest. We had some nice streaks going, and so if you would like to check out the VODs for that, or if you're interested in following so you can know when I go live in the future playing lovely games like Peglin, there'll be a card up here for you to check out the Twitch stream. Consider giving it a follow. But for now, Peglin. And hey, we're actually in a run already. I started a run, and started recording, and my mic was muted because, you know, this is only my full-time job. I just work here, right? So we have already taken a starting relic. We took Grabby Hand because, frankly, I'm not really sure what it does. So we need to do the science. It's one of the more confusing relics in terms of wording that I have seen. It says flying enemies are attacked horizontally, avoiding large blocking enemies on the ground and enabling pierce and overflow. I think that this is just purely upside for flying enemies. I think it just gives us pierce and overflow for flying enemies, but I don't really know. So we're gonna do the science. In we go. Hopefully we can have a nice run. That's my modus operandi with this game right now, is with it being so new and with having so little experience. Whenever I don't know the answer to something, we do the science. Whenever I think I know something for sure, we do something different. You know, gotta keep it switched up until we learn more about the video game. First fight, some spiders. I didn't know that this could be a first fight, actually. This is kind of nasty, because these have a ranged attack. I mean, we're gonna take some damage here. And I learned in my most recent run that these kind of white-coated orbs, or pegs rather, have a bit of a sticky effect to them, so something that we need to dodge. But I feel like if we just go to the right here, hopefully we can get into some bomb situation. Or we can go straight down. Straight down's kind of like going right. Oh, wow. Okay, we ended up hitting a bomb. Are we gonna double bomb? We sure might. Yeah, I mean, 176 damage and a bomb. I think the outcome was good, right? Feels successful enough. Another one? Oh, this is a good time for me to also demonstrate discard. I talked about it in my previous videos, but it's really growing on me as a mechanic. I'm starting to realize that there are more opportunities to discard than I'd had before, and something I had wrong. I thought that you could only discard one orb per refill, but you can actually discard after every other orb. So if we discard now, then we would have to use an orb, and then we could immediately discard again, which actually also allows you to take quite a lot more orbs. So if you want to go large deck, you definitely can. Anyway, I think I like discarding Dag Orb here because the crits are no guarantee. They're so far away, and without crits, Dag Orb, not so strong. Not so strong. But the stone will still be powerful. Take out our frontliners, push this boater. And I think in this run, I would like to focus on taking as many events and chests and things as possible in the early game, because what you really want is direction. Once you start to get some relics, I feel like it can really influence your orb decision, but if you just start taking orbs. That being said, some orbs kind of stand head and shoulders above others, right? Like, here's a Docked Orb. Let me talk through these. I feel like I've played a million hours of this since we last played together on YouTube, but truthfully, it's only been a few runs. But that's all it takes to start to internalize all the knowledge, right? Okay, so we have Echo Orb, which we've seen before. This is Echo just like the Ouroboros. It has almost no stats of its own, 0 damage and 1 crit by base, but it is AoE, and it inherits the damage, part of it, 15% from your previous attack, okay? It's not a bad orb, actually, I like it. But in the early game, it can be a little hit or miss. Another Dag Orb, that's a base orb. We could take it. I've not found anything yet that makes me really excited about Dag Orbs. There are other orbs that push Dag Orb level crit, but it has such low base attack in maps where you have trouble critting. it's just a lot. I feel like you can do better than this orb almost always, but I'm excited to find like a dueling daggers relic or something that makes Dagorb twice as powerful. I mean, that would be sweet. And then finally, there's Doctorb. So Doctorb says 1 damage, 2 crit damage, deals no damage. So 1 and 2 heals you for each peg hit, and then permanently removed from your deck after it's used. But here's the juicy gossip. It's not permanently removed if we upgrade it. And so that's going to be the plan. We don't have enough health lost to benefit from a heal right now anyway. This gives us a fantastic upgrade target. And I have found that healing in combat is one of the 2 things which most predicts success in a run of Peglin, or at least getting out of Act 1 and 2, which is pretty important. Okay, if we want to get the healing orb upgraded, then we could take more fights, and I don't mind that, but I also don't mind going to a question mark right away. Let's see. The sooner we want to do an elite, the more fights we want to take so we can get more orbs and more upgrades, but if we have quite a lot of time, I don't mind zigging and zagging through a bunch of, wow, look at this. So we could go question mark, fight, and then fighter question mark. Relic, elite. That's crazy. That's gotta be that's so much direction. That's gotta be the plan. Okay, so let's go left. If we can manage. Truthfully, it looks like going left here is gonna be kind of hard. Yep. Hey, fights are not the end of the world. We'll still get a very question mark heavy path as long as we can manage to go left after this. This is the hardest part of the game for me, is navigation. I take so much damage navigating. I have so much trouble navigating. It is genuinely the hardest part of the game for me. But it makes for good content, so we'll take it. What I would give for a Wing Boots relic, except instead of saying you can jump to any node, it just says choose where you want to go. Skip the Peglin traversal. Simply make the decision that you think you'd like to make. But I don't know. Maybe there's some great metaphor here, right? About letting go. Peglin is, after all, mostly just a glimpse into life. Nice. So we actually have a primed bomb here. Do we risk the Dagorb? Do we think we can land this crit? I think if we hit here at the edge of this slide, it should bounce and then slide and then, well, let's find out. I'm trying to get better at understanding the physics. Oh, hell yes. Hell yes, nice. Dang, too bad we couldn't aim that at the blorb. We had to hit the grorb. Blorbs and glorbs. And jorbs. Nice. It's been a while since... Is homestarrunner.com still up? I make like a daily reference to Trogdor, but it's been a long time since I checked in to see if that website actually still exists. I would imagine so. I feel like that's the kind of thing that can never die, right? It's kind of like Neopets. Neopets is still alive. I played that with my wife not that many years ago. I mean, it's still out there and it looks the same as it did in the 90s. In some games, right, like RuneScape, whenever it gets too advanced, they just make the old version. I love that approach to making video games. Like, we've made too many upgrades. We need to go back to the way it was. All right, Nosforbatu, 1 and 2, heals you and damages targeted enemy for 1x amount healed. Okay, this is a targeted orb, and it's another in-combat healing. But we already have Doctorb, and this deals 15 self-damage when fired, and the self-damage ramps. And right now, we're gonna need to be playing orbs over and over again. So this can be quite a high cost for us. I actually think that this orb is phenomenal. I'd be happy to have it in the long run, but I think I'm gonna make the argument that Boldorb is the play, because this is AoE. It's big, attack pierces all enemies, only hits enemies on the ground. It's a 2-4, which is just a pretty good stat line in the beginning. And I'm thinking about hard fights, I'm thinking about elites. And we know that 2 of the 3 elites in Act 1 are AoE. And then there's Minotaur. So the Minotaur we'll have to figure out, right? But AoE slime fight and the plants fight are area fights. And for those fights, I'll be glad. And we have the mole at the end too, so Avogadro, the mole, that's the name. AoE benefits this fight quite a bit because Avogadro is often hiding behind their tree. So yeah, I think I like the Bold Orb quite a lot. In general, I'm pretty eager to pick up a Bold Orb, a Poltorbgeist, you know, something to lock down some area. It'll just save you so much life, if nothing else. We still haven't really figured out what Grabby Hand does, so we need to continue looking for opportunities to science that. That's clear. All right, Bold Orb, do your damnedest. You're big. Are you too big? So it seems. Oh no, we barely missed the kill. Ouch. All right. I actually wonder if it's correct to just try to hit this bomb kind of immediately before we start going off to the side and going for the refreshes. I would have liked, though, to have taken out the plants. I mean, if we had hit the bomb, we would have, right? So, had the right idea. I'm gonna go ahead and let this go east. Nice. Nice, huge. And this should hit the flying enemy. Grabby Paw? It didn't pierce. Is this just saying that Pierce and Overflow don't usually work on flying enemies? Is that a benefit of being a flying enemy? Does this really mean that you're allowed to pierce and overflow flying enemies and you couldn't usually? There's so few flying enemies in the game and also so few situations where you have the orb to test this. I mean, genuinely, this just doesn't come up that often, right? I wanted to go ahead and refresh there. I felt that would be more useful than anything else, because then we should be able to fairly well guarantee that we can close down the rest of this. Dr. Orb. We definitely don't want to use this because we haven't upgraded it yet. I almost clicked it on accident, and it would have been an accident. Okay. See, that's weird. It still wouldn't hit the bat, so it's not allowing anything to target them, or at least not anything that couldn't already. But Dagger did it. I don't understand. This is all right. This is why we do the science. This is why we do it. It's to learn, Tiki. I'm not sure why I took such a steep angle there. I almost didn't manage to get the kill. We certainly should have gone up. Okay, another Bold Orb for the road, or we could take a Memorb. Deals 0.34 damage additional for each peg hit this battle. Can target any enemy on screen, but can only be used once per battle. Okay, so it's targeted attacking. Pearson. This would be a good opportunity to test out Grabby Hand. Yeah, I like it well enough. I mean, we do need some kind of scaling damage for a couple key fights, like this might really help us with Minotaur, as an example. I'm willing to take that. I would like to see some upgrades, though. I mean, that's been tough. We could get upgrades from an event, maybe. Or removals. Or fights. Fights. It's all the same, really. Okay, so we'll get to try Stone Bold Orb up top. And so we'll get to see if Bold Orb can pierce flying enemies on this level. How fun is that? Soon we will know. This would be a good demonstration of Grabby Hand, maybe, kind of? All right, targeting. Oh no, we're just gonna wait. Dang it. There's no science if we just kill him with the bombs. Give me back my science. Bold Orb, please. Only hits enemies on the ground. There's no science if you can't get off the ground. Okay. All right, I accept my fate. I'm not sure that was worth it. I really thought maybe I could just hit a couple more than that. Right, if I had hit 4 pegs, I think that was worth it, but at the number of pegs we hit right there, probably not worth. What does it do? Let me in on your secret. What do you do? Oh man, I really thought I was just gonna get stuck in, but I did not. This could be a good time to just launch the Memorb to make sure that we take out this other bat. I mean, it should kill it. And then that'll put us in a position to mitigate damage, question mark, question mark. Dang it. Dang it. If we had found a single upgrade for that Doctor Orb, we could have launched it there and gotten healed up. But alas, was not meant to be. Okay, no more of this down aiming stuff. Just embrace the Peggle. You'll let the Peggle guide me. That's right. That's right, that's the play. Oh no! Dang it! Ah! It's death to bats! Okay, well, at least this is all made easier by the fact that I can imagine Robin Williams and Fern Gully, right? That's like, this could be worse. This could be worse. We could be doing it without that support. Oh God. Yeah, I mean, worst case, we get offered orbs, we take a heal at the end. It could be worse. It could be worse. You may be right. I may be crazy. Off by 5. My heart. Please. Spare me. This echolocutory death. Upgrade! Yes! Yes! That's what we needed. Upgrading Doctor Orb, now it can only be used once per battle. We're actually permitted to use it without worrying about losing it. And that means that we can go back to taking question marks. We should be okay. I'm not sure that we're going to be strong enough to take this elite afterwards, but I think that we're going to be strong in general because of all the power that we pick up, or at least that's the hope. A dark obelisk looms before you. It hums with a tantalizing power, and you can feel its connection to the earth. We can force a stone into the obelisk, or we can pray to receive its power. Presumably this gives us Orbalisk, the orb that gets powered up based on stones. And we still have all of our stones, so it would be decent. It would be a 3/6. But we already have Memorb, a Doctor Orb, and a Bold Orb. I feel pretty decent about starting to get some removal right now, to be honest. I'm a little worried about damage, though, if we do that. Like, this might be the thing that actually gives us enough damage to clear the act, and this has columnar targeting, okay? Targeting and verticality, which is pretty nice effect. Again, assuming that that's Orbalisk, which it may not be. And I guess if we're gonna take all these all these treasure chests, yeah, you know what? We should do this. Sure. The power of the obelisk flows into you, coalescing as the new Orbalisk, level 1 in your satchel. Okay. Yeah, I think that was the right thing to do. I mean, it was hard because I want to start thinning it down, but really, we haven't upgraded any power at all, right? And this is an immediate power spike to our deck that'll give us the damage to maybe actually take out some fights. A 3/6 instantly, and a decent upgrade target to boot, right? It's not atrocious, it really isn't. I've always felt like on this map you can just kind of... Maybe I was supposed to target the back plant there, huh? Because we had a targetable attack. And we might have still had a chance to kill the front one here. I don't know how much these move, right? Like maybe there was a chance. I'm gonna go ahead and do the heal right now, because this looks like an incredible setup for a heal. And it could still set off a bomb. Yeah. I mean, just getting 16 points of healing there, that's so clutch. Now we need to advance towards Bold Orb for sure. Go ahead and just use Momorb here, to be honest. Oh, it's targetable. Oh, Teak, what are you thinking? Yeah, we certainly wanted to target the plant, right? That's okay. We'll get the AoE here with Bold Orb. Plenty. Nice. 60 AoE and the 50 damage from the bomb. Plenty. Excuse me. Allergies have been crazy lately. Just the wind everywhere around the US is wildin', so please forgive my sniffles. Mr. Sniffle. Got Matryorbshka, Ice Circle. If we wanted to test piercing with Grabby Hand, there's a way to do it. Or we could just take another stone. Which does level up our Orbalisk if we think that that's a requirement. This is like the most unupgraded deck ever though, right? I do like what Ice Circle does with piercing the first peg on the board. That's a pretty cool effect. I guess I should read through all this stuff. The game's not even out yet. This is what happens. This is the danger. This is the danger of Twitch. Please, act now. You could save one gamer from playing a game and presenting it as if everybody already knows everything about the game. Simply go to my Patreon and pledge monthly to support the content that I make, and also leave a comment. And that's not going to change the way I make things, but it will help me pay my bills, so give it a thought. Matryorbshka, 1-2, base numbers, but it has multi-ball. It hits something, boom, you've got 2 balls to work with. So it's pretty fun to watch, if nothing else. And I do think it has some synergies, right? Like, whenever you have effects that are helping to keep pegs around, like a lot of refresh or durable, or where you can keep your orbs around, right? Like magnetism, then I think this gets a lot better. But there's also Ice Circle, which is a 2/4, pretty decent by base. Regular attack pierces one enemy, crit pierces through multiple enemies, and orb pierces first peg. So the orb piercing the first peg is really interesting. I found at quite a few levels where this is really useful. Say you've got a layer of pegs, and then inside there's something that you want to bounce around to. You're guaranteed to get in with Ice Circle, whereas with other things you might bounce out on your first attempt, right? So I do like Ice Circle. Stone is probably the most direct way to improve our deck right now, right? We take one more stone, it instantly makes Orbalisk +1/+2 better, so it's a 4/8. That's really good. That feels like plenty to get through the rest of the fights in the act. And if that's what's required to get us through elites, then I'm probably gonna do it, but is it? It just comes down to these, doesn't it? I don't mind Ice Circle. It's another AoE attack as well, which is quite strong right now. I do want to take an orb here, I think. I do want to take an orb because there's a chance that we'll get random removals or something. Like, I generally want to increase the deck. Yeah, trust my gut. Let's take Ice Circle. Y'all haven't seen it as well on YouTube, on the Red app. Let's give it a look-see. And then here's the hard part, I guess, which is that I would really like to go left. Bingo. Traversal so hard. Powder Collector. Every 30 pegs hit is converted to a bomb. Okay. Now, this is an interesting one. When you convert a peg to a bomb, it stays a bomb. When you refresh again, it doesn't come back to a peg. At least that's been my experience with other bomb effects. So this does have a real downside. And bombs can be really dangerous later on when you get into mega bombs and they do self-damage and blah, 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 blah. But I think for now, this is probably just really good. Particularly going into Act 2, more ways to do AoE will really help us with the infantry fights in the city. So I think I'll take it. Oh my gosh. Also, there's an Easter egg here that I really hope... I don't want to spoil it because it's so neat, but I really hope I get a chance to show y'all in this run. Hopefully we'll get lucky. Hopefully we'll get lucky. Let's stay hard left. No, we want to go right. Because then we can still go here. And then we could still go here. Okay, so right's better. Digging it. An apple a day increases your max health. Something interesting I found. Right now, it doesn't look like we got the health. Oh, no, we got it immediately. Cool. Yeah, I was getting confused about this. I thought that max HP items did not instantly give you the health, but they do. But sometimes it kind of seems like you don't see the effect until the next level you go into. I don't fully understand it, but you do get the health right away. So now we're above 100. And we have Doctor Orb, so we're quite healthy. What we need is damage. Eye of the Turtle, this is distinctly not damage yet. But it is good. Orb and Relic battle rewards contain an additional option to choose from, right? This is like a question card, but then also more relics? This is pretty dang. This is the great unknown, isn't it? But we have so much health. I think we got to take this elite. If it's Minotaur, we might just die. I mean, honestly, without Bramball and with the limited damage we have, but we took Orbalisk for specifically that outcome, didn't we? And we took some AoE for specifically these outcomes, and now we get to use it. And as long as I can hit that crit, which I think I can line up, we'll hit all three of them. Nice. And we made more bombs. Huge. We want to get to Bold Orb quickly, is my thinking. And I figured I would go this way because it's likely to go ahead and hit at least one bomb, and if it happened to hit both, then that would be quite a bit of AoE to get out of just a basic stone. Let's go ahead and pop to Doctor Orb here. See what we can do. Get a bit of a heal off. Oh, actually, that was really clutch. We jumped right over the refresh, which usually makes me frustrated, but in this case, it was a really fantastic outcome. Because it allowed us to continue to get to these bombs. Well, maybe we did want to refresh, huh? Now that I look at it again. It would have been nice in this moment. Go ahead and skip that. Oh, Orbalisk. Nice. GG. Wow, we actually healed in this fight. I mean, that's a really clean outcome. Healing in an elite fight gives us an upgrade. Surely we need to upgrade damage here. Okay, so we're going into at least one more basic fight. So it comes down to Orbalisk versus Mamorb versus Ice Circle versus Bold Orb. Probably. I don't think now's the time to upgrade Doctor Orb. Upgrading Orbalisk will turn it into a 6/8, which is probably the single best damage upgrade that we could get right now. Oh, and then it's getting plus damage for Bold Orbs in the deck too, and we do have a Bold Orb. Okay, this is pretty clutch. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this, because we're getting plenty of output out of our AoE, right? I think. Ring of Indignation, whenever you take damage, deal 2x that amount to all enemies. Cool. And we have healing, so that's kind of a synergy, right? Because we can afford to take more damage. Inconspicuous Ring, bouncers contribute to damage. I think that these little nubbins on the bottom are bouncers. And Perfected Reactant, bombs deal plus 20 damage. Powder Collector makes bombs. Bombs do plus 20 damage. Bombs show up in the Avogadro fight. Bomb synergy. Bomb build. Bomb City. One more fight, one more question mark. And the boss. I'm feeling confident now. I think we found enough things. And I do feel really glad that we took Orbalisk. I think that that was the certainty that we needed. You know, a little bit of assuredness that we require. Uh-oh. Nice. Nice. I actually love the synergy of making more bombs with Bold Orb, because Bold Orb is so big and heavy, but a bomb explosion can send it back up into the ring in short order, and I have been shocked by how often that's relevant and useful. Okay, I have an idea. We go this way, it pierces through this first peg, and then proceeds to hit the crit. which will cause it to do a ton of damage and give it pierce. And will it actually target the bat? I don't think so, because it's not targetable. So it should hit the ground. Doesn't matter, because we killed the bat. Oh, right, we have plus 20 damage bombs. Sick. That ain't bad. It's more bombs. Let's do more bomb things. Yeah. Yeah, bombing. Yeah. Mamorb is targetable. And we've hit quite a lot of pegs. We probably should have cycled harder to try to get to the healing. Now, hold up, though. If we don't kill a bomb here... Oh. Okay, we didn't quite kill the bat. What I was thinking, right, was we might... Oh, no. No, don't do... It was so juicy. Okay. We might actually be able to let this slime get close. And then cycle. Perfect kill, nice. And then cycle for the healing orb. Can we safely do that? Not clear that we can safely do that, actually. I would so love to. Well, what is it? It does 5 damage, so yeah, it would be safe. No, I'm being foolish. We take 1 5 hit, and then probably another. Oh. Okay. Bye. I mean, yeah. If it's going to spawn the healing orb at the very, very bottom, then we made the right choice. I didn't even think about how long it would take us to cycle to it. Yeah, and maybe we could have gone ahead and just used it in the first cycle, right? We needed to wait for enemies to come onto the screen anyway, so far from the end of the world. So what is Orbalisk level 3 upgrade? Oh, weird. Okay. So +1, +2 for each stone in your deck is level 1. And then also +1, +2 for each bold orb is level 2. And then finally, +1, +2 for each Orbalisk, which includes itself, it seems. Turns it into a 5/10. And then if we see the duplication event, that's actually pretty sweet. But maybe it's time to start upgrading some other stuff. I mean, we're going straight into the boss fight. Upgrading Mamorb gets it towards level 3, and at level 3, you can use it multiple times per battle. And that's a substantial amount of scaling. If we think that this is going to be consistently part of our game plan. We could also get Doctorb to have Persist too. I like that, but I feel like we do need more damage, right? Let's go Orbalisk. I feel good about that through the next act too. Although, you know, actually maybe for the infantry in the next act, it was Bold Orb. I could definitely see it being Bold Orb. But this felt justifiable to me. Makes me more confident in the boss too. All right. Cool. Here we are in Spider Town. I'm gonna go ahead and just heal us up. We'll take a couple damage from these ranged enemies, and then some spiders will line up, and we'll hit them with the giant pierce. I hope. It depends on where the crits are. That's gonna be the difficult part. Oh, amazing. Well, ooh, that was fortunate. Unfortunate is that we only did 50 damage there. We couldn't quite get to the level. And did we hit aerial enemies? Okay, Grabby Hand, are you up to something? Are you doing stuff? Maybe. I think I might have seen Grabby Hand take an action. Yeah, just getting a bomb here gets us out, right? And then we'll be 1 health positive. Came in with 105, healed to 115. Back down to 106. One more upgrade. Now we go for the Bold Orb, I think, yeah. And prep for the next act. I quite like that. Man, it's the Stones run. With the Stones. All right, Avogadro, what you got? Mole enemy. They protect themselves with a tree, which we cannot shoot through. They jump to the front, but we can hit them with Bold Orb from range because it's true AoE on the ground, and we can hit them with Orbalisk. And we can always heal up too. I feel like right now I just want to do some damage and skip the first level of Memorb. No sense in hitting it. And with 115 max HP, like, as long as we are reasonable with our attacks, I think we'll be okay. Oh, I thought I had the aim. Oh, tough. I really thought I had lined it up for the crit there. That's okay. I mean, we got one level of Pierce as it is, right? So it's not like it's the end of the world. Got a little crit. Got a little bomb. Okay. I kind of want to try to get to a refresh. Honestly, it feels like this would be a reasonable time to just go ahead and use the stone rather than skipping it, because when we get to the obelisk, we're gonna want to aim it at Avogadro, right? Oh man. Okay. Wow. We've really got to get over to these refreshes. I mean, we are in a world of hurt. I've never seen so much clearance, actually. This is a first for me in a real way. Okay, get him. Nice. Okay, Avogadro will come to us. They're gonna hit us anyway. But, yeah, that's fine. I didn't want to heal there because it would use a ton of our pegs and we don't really need healing. And we potentially had a good opportunity to get back to damage in short order, right? Might have been acceptable to go ahead and take the Dag Orb there. I also think that this is a very reasonable time to jump to Memorb. I think we got him. Targeting with Memorb. Now targeting with Orbalisk. Orb! We probably could just dump right in there, but there's a chance that it would bounce off this edge and then skip past the bomb. That would be a true tragedy. And surely this is enough. Smash. G. Freaking G. We get an upgrade for the road. One more Bold Orb upgrade up to a 4/8 true AoE on the ground. And brah! Offered 4 boss relics here. I will hover over all of them out of my benevolence. Matryoshka's shell. Matryoshka. Sorry. Every shot has multi-ball 1, but attacks get -2, -2. Now, this is curious with our current build, right? -2, -2 is a lot. It takes the Doctor Orb completely offline, which is a real bummer. But Orbalisk is still a 3/8. If we can hit a crit with it, now we're really doing a lot of work. And multi-ball Bold Orb, that's hilarious. But this has some real downsides, right? I mean, we basically deactivate half of our deck. Cursed Mask is the opposite direction. All attacks get +2/+2, but you start each battle with Confusion 4. You've seen this in our previous run. I feel very positive about the boss relics that give you plus damage, and that's true for Cursed Mask too. With the exception maybe of the Skull Key or whatever, I really want to take that, but if you do not really have a lot of healing online, it can be pretty dangerous. I find the self-damage from this treasure is acceptable generally, unless you're making a ton of bonus bombs. Then some of the Act 3 fights can be really dangerous, and I got to see that in person. So this is Saprosac. It says bombs deal 2x damage to enemies and convert to mega bombs, which have 150 base damage, but 4 damage to self. Okay, so we also have Powder Collector, so we're making more bombs. We also have Perfected Reactant. Our bombs deal +20 damage, so the base damage of 150, now 170, double the enemies, 340. This is wild. It's so strong. You will clear so many fights by making mega bombs and then just killing, but we really could do quite a lot of self-damage. That being said, we have some extra health and we have Doctor Orb, so it's possible that we can get away with this. But before we make a decision, I do want to say I think Electro-Pegnet might be the strongest relic in the game. Your orb has a weak magnetic attraction to pegs and a strong attraction to refresh, crit, and bombs. It's wild how much work this puts in. Just crazy. I mean, particularly as you get to Act 3. It says weak magnetic attraction. I don't know about that. This will clear some freaking levels. But we don't have a lot of the things that synergize well with it yet, right? We don't have bonus refreshes or crits. We don't have any durability. We don't have any orbs that are light. We don't have Poltorbgeist. We're actually missing out on a ton of the relevant interactions. And we do actually have some really strong bomb bonuses. And we do have a really strong built-in heal with Doctorb. So let's take the freaking Sapper Sack. I'm on a mission to prove that this is a decent relic. The total damage output is crazy, and if it keeps you from ever getting hit, as long as you have a bit of heal, it should pay for itself. That's my theory anyway, but we're gonna have to test that theory in the next video. Thanks for coming by, folks. That's it from me. From my home to yours, from me, from Kevin, and from Bevan, nothing but love. Have a wonderful night and a fantastic rest of your week to come. I hope to catch you again soon in the next act, the city. Cheers.